Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Pip Penrose. Thanks for joining me for a couple of quick minutes to go over some of my favorite exercises that I recommend for just about everyone. We call these life exercises in our office because it's great to do all through your life and for any stage. I'll do them with my kids. I've got my husband doing them on the beach, and they're really about getting some movement happening so that your brain can be healthier. We all know we feel better when we've been outside or when we've been moving, and too much of our life is spent sitting in this position on a computer, at a desk, on tablets, on cell phones. And so what we really want to do is get ourselves moving a little bit. They're super simple. You can work them into anything. So here's number one. You're going to bring your arms nice and wide, all the way up, squeezing those shoulders to those ears and those palms coming together. That just means that it's a safe way to be moving those shoulders. One of the things that we never do is move those arms to the side. We see kids doing it all the time, but us adults just don't do it enough. So that's number one. You're gonna do that 10 times. Now, if you only have time to do it a couple of times, that's okay. One of the cheats I often give people is if you're sitting in a stall, to go to the washroom, you have a couple extra seconds. This is the same thing. So you're just getting that shoulder motion, but you're not taking up as much space. If that ever helps you. Number two is simply a squat, which ideally we should all be able to do, but we again don't do this very often. So it looks simply like you're gonna try keeping those heels flat. You're gonna stick that bum nice and far back, go as low as you possibly can. You can see that my upper back is getting some nice extension and working nice and hard there. That gets those hips moving, those knees moving, and that whole back starting to extend. So a really great motion for those of us who tend to be in this position a lot. Now you can modify that. If you need to bring those knees up, you can do that as well. I often use extra squats in my days. I'm taking things out of the dishwasher as I'm picking up kids' toys, and I often remember to use my knees, not because I care about my back, but because I want my brain to be healthy and get some of those big joints giving your brain that movement input. If you can't do squats, you can always march in place. Ideally, bringing those knees up nice and high and the opposite arms, right? I did it backwards there, that opposite arm up. So you're gonna do a nice big march and try to do that for 30 seconds to a minute. Now the last one's probably my favorite and the most important. The reason it's the most important is because you get lots of cervical or neck motion. And again, we don't get a lot of that. Some people think that turning to check their blind spot is a big deal. And we know that motion of your spine is a huge feeder of brain function. When people say, I was exercising my thumbs all day, and that's not really getting the exercise I'm talking about. What we really want is that whole spine moving, particularly that cervical spine. So it looks a bit like this. The first thing you're gonna do is that thumb is gonna come back like this, or that arm is gonna come back like this with that thumb sticking up. The second piece of that is you're going to, with your eyes, you're gonna follow that thumb. You're gonna keep that chest facing forward, and you're gonna follow it like this. And then all the way back. And again, you're gonna aim to do about 10 of these. Now from the side, what that looks like is you're bringing that arm all the way back and letting that head drop. Again, the most important part of this is getting that cervical motion that we don't always get. So another cheat for you, maybe you're sitting in red light, maybe you're sitting on a conference call, and you can just do this, right? If you don't get a chance to get that arm in, you can throw that in. Another variation of that one that feels really nice is this arm coming up and over, and again, you're following this with your eyes all the way along. Now, the real point of this again is getting that motion fed to your brain. Your brain functions a whole lot better when we've got motion to it, and those are some key ways to get some big input. Just doing 10 reps of each of those a couple times a day, and you'll see a nice change. I hope that helps. I hope that was really helpful for you. If at any point you have any questions, feel free to message me directly. All my contact info is going to be below, and remember to visit your chiropractor. Good luck.